Hello, loved ones. So, welcome back to another episode of Many Mistakes to Go podcast. If you're watching this, thank you so much for holding in there with me. I know I was supposed to post this a couple days ago on Wednesday, but because I was having fun at ACL last weekend, I did not have a chance to record until this weekend. Welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you have listened to my podcast before. Today's podcast is going to be a little bit interesting because I'm going to actually keep it short and sweet. So I probably could have recorded this episode with a little bit of free time that I have this week. However, I don't want to run myself too thin, so it's fine. This gives me a chance to record next week's episode this weekend as well. So they're going to actually tie in together. So this week's episode is going to be affirmations. And I actually have affirmation cards that I'm going to read off. And I'm not going to say where I got those cards from. I'm not going to give away any information because I want to keep it low key, not to gatekeep, but to not rip off the maker of these affirmation cards because I think they're amazing and I don't want to give away that information because I don't want any troubles, I guess, is the way that I'm going to put it. So I'm going to keep it silent of where I got these affirmation cards from. I'm not going to read all of them either. Anyway, these are some really good affirmations for me personally that I also think can be geared towards a general audience or a lot of people that can relate. Affirmations is all about redirecting your thoughts, redirecting your mindset. In next week's episode, we're going to get into knowing your worth, and I think the best way to know your worth is to practice affirmations and changing the negative self-talk, which we will get into next episode. And I will also come up with other affirmations that are more geared to like what I'm going through in my mindset, and hopefully it can also translate to your guys' lives. But here is just some examples of affirmations that I have looked through. I have, really felt like I needed to hear it myself, and some of these I need to repeat back to myself because I feel like I need to remind myself not to be something or to be something, if that makes sense. So, for example, I know one of them is like, I'm sensitive, and that's not a bad thing. And I have to remind myself that it is okay to be sensitive. It means I still feel things and I have feelings. And it's not a bad thing because it is a personality trait of my own. That is something that I can own and I can also work on if I need to. I think you can be sensitive without making a big deal about things, without letting those thoughts or feelings consume you. So let's get into the affirmations, and I want to hear what you guys think. I want to hear if you guys want more of this or if you want more affirmations that might be better for everyday life. But these are just affirmations that I just find amazing, and I hope you like them. But before I do start, I know I have my brain going everywhere. I do also want to say that affirmations can be manifestations. So be very careful how you say things, what you say, how you word them, because what I've realized is I would create affirmations and they would just come true and I wouldn't even realize what I was doing. A lot of the time when I manifest something, I am saying an affirmation and I have such a happy, positive intent behind them that the universe is like, we need to grant her this. I know that sounds weird, but for example, I manifested Taylor Swift tickets, and I feel like I've talked about this before. I really wanted to go to Taylor Swift, and it was like my goal to go to the Eras tour. Like, I had went to the Speak Now tour like 10 years prior, right? And I was like, I really want to go again. I really love her music. Like, I've been through a lot of the eras. Some eras I liked better than others. I feel like everyone has that, in their mindset, because obviously she's done so many different sounds. But I was like, I'm going to go and I'm going to find 2 tickets at face value and I'm going to have the best time. And I did not think anything of it. I literally went to Ticketmaster one day, and this was after like the pre-sale, and it said that it was like sold out for the arena for Foxborough. And I kid you not, I managed to snag 2 tickets. Granted, I got like level, was it like level 600 or something? It was insane. It was like at the tippity top. So I don't know if it was like 600 or 300 or whatever, but it was the tippity top, right? And literally was still an amazing time because I got to go and I got to bring a friend with me. Um, and then I also manifested my girlfriend. And that happened through the Notes app in my iPhone, which I find really, really funny because I had like put together a list of like my dream person and like what I wanted and like the things that I just envisioned and imagined. And behind that was such a pure, positive intent. I had like no negative anything, and it was just like, I'm manifesting this. I'm trying to think of manifestations that have already come true, because there are some manifestations that I have like straight up placed into my life and into like the universe, where they are either a work in progress or they're not going to be granted, and I don't want to ruin it by saying it to everyone. But I would say another manifestation that I had was to move out of Connecticut and be happy. And I don't exactly remember what I said, but the way that I was able to move out of Connecticut is I picked Florida and Texas, right, as the 2 places that I was going to research. I researched apartments, prices, everything, right? Even jobs, just in case. And I was like, I'm going to just apply to two places, one in San Antonio, one in Tampa, and see what happens. And I kid you not, I got approved for both. And the deciding factor for me was the apartments in San Antonio were $800 and the apartments in Tampa were like 1,200 or something like that. And I was like, I can afford both, but if I need to like actually live and I want to go explore and be single on purpose and all of this jazz, I was like, I'm going to go for the apartment that is 800 a month. And no, it was not the greatest apartments. I did learn after getting there that the website made it look beautiful. And don't get me wrong, that's like every apartment complex. But I did not realize that these were for low income housing. And I low key wish I would have known that, only because I felt like I was taking from somebody who could have used that apartment or who could have needed that apartment better. But I digress, because obviously things work out the way they work out, and I now live in this apartment with my girlfriend and all of that. But I just wish I would have like had the backstory to that, because even with doing my research, I did not research enough, and I was also across the country in Connecticut. So it's not like I could look at these houses or apartments, right? And I also like packed up my entire car, and I went to go stay with Tori and Ty for a little bit, and I'm not gonna like intrude and like stay there forever. I only stayed there a couple days to like a week. And that way I moved stuff in right away. So it just wasn't practical to me to be moving and then searching for an apartment. Although if I were to do things differently, I would do them differently. But I digress. Um, so I do find that there are a lot of things where I'm just like, I'm gonna go, right? Another manifestation was going to Italy, and I actually ended up going alone, which I think that I kind of manifested going alone. But again, I digress. And the reason I say that is because I was supposed to go with my ex, and we broke up, and my ex ended up getting a refund, not going at all. But I had a private room. I got to go to Florence. I got to go to Rome, and a couple other places in Italy. I sadly did not get to go to Greece because I caught COVID while traveling. Being a type 1 diabetic, I feel like I catch everything, even if I'm safe. So it is what it is. I feel like the universe, like, I was meant to go to Italy. I was meant to have the experiences that I had. And I had manifested going, but I also put in the work and the research, and like I started paying towards the trip and everything like that. So I just want to keep that in mind, that like, yes, you can have affirmations and manifestations, but in order for those to come into fruition, you also have to work for it. You can't just like manifest something and then like sit there and expect it to come to you. Like, even with the Taylor Swift tickets, I was checking Ticketmaster like every couple of days just to like see what it said. And then one day I hopped on to Ticketmaster and it told me to join the queue, and I was like, for Foxborough, like I thought these tickets were sold out. So I was like trying to get in, right? And it was like, sorry, it only if you have like access you can like, get into the queue. And I'm like, frick, I don't have access, like I got no code. But then it finally let me in, and I got an email stating that the phone number that I had on file with Ticketmaster was not an active phone number, or like not a phone number associated with my account anymore, and that they had trouble sending a message to that number. And so they sent me an email instead and let me know that I had access to Taylor Swift. And I was like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. Like, I was sitting here having no idea how the Taylor Swift tickets were working. And I just, like, something in my gut told me to do it. And the same thing with moving to San Antonio. Something in my gut told me to do it. So partially, you have to want it, and it has to be coming from this genuine positive place. Number 2, I would say, is having a positive affirmation, but be careful. You need to be specific with certain things because, like I said, the universe likes to be tricky. So, for example, I really wanted to go to Italy. I did not manifest Greece, right? I manifested Italy, and then I went on a trip that was Italy and Greece, and literally got COVID and had to quarantine in Rome and never got to go to Greece. And I also planned on going with my ex, and then we broke up, and it was like this solo trip, which was amazing because I'm glad I don't have that experience attached to somebody. But at the same time, I was like, holy cow, like, I don't know how that happened, but it did. And then, okay, I will talk about this one because I feel like this is a manifestation that I can get away with now that I know better. I'm sorry, I'm like moving my septum to like make it line up. So, I had a manifestation that I wanted to go to California. I was like, I don't care. I'm gonna go to California before I die. Like, I'm gonna go one of these days when I can enjoy going to like San Diego, LA, San Francisco. I want to go and enjoy all of California and all of the big cities and all of the beauty and nature in like Northern California and wherever else. So I didn't have that full manifestation at first. I did say, I don't care. I'm going to go to California one of these days. That was my manifestation, right? And I was excited. I had a positive, pure intent behind it. And I interviewed for a job, and the job was going to have me fly out to California for training. I did not get that job, and that's completely okay because after I interviewed with the job, like, I was like happy and hopeful, but I was like, I fudged up that interview so bad, and it was because of me being so nervous, but also I feel like it wasn't the best fit for what I was looking for. And going to California alone sounds really scary to me. Being a diabetic, being someone who doesn't really want to travel alone. And it was also during my girlfriend and I's anniversary. So, like, our 1 year anniversary, I would be in California and she would be like here and working because our anniversary is on November 1st. So, I was like, I don't know if I want this. I want to go to California, but I don't know if I want this. And it felt like that opportunity just was gone, which is fine. But now I need to be careful about my manifestations. Get it? Anyway, I think that's enough talk about manifestations and affirmations because I'm going to go and get into it next week. So let's go through some affirmations and let me know what you guys think of these affirmations. So, I have an excellent intuition. I can always tell when something's up. I can help I am already messing up, you guys. I can help others through times of emotional turmoil without taking that pain onto myself. I can think logically and critically when the situation deems it necessary. I can self-motivate. I am cool and easygoing. I am spiritual, imaginative, dreamy, and wise. Simply wishing won't make it so. I can stop giving second chances to people who have proven that they do not deserve them. Yes, I am sensitive, and no, that is not a bad thing. Time waits for no one. I will stop procrastinating as of right now. I will only give my love to those who have earned it. Every day, I can build my confidence a little bit at a time. I can balance alone time and social time in a way that nourishes my energy. I can acknowledge my hurt feelings without being consumed by them. When I am feeling lazy, I can find an imaginative way of motivating myself. I can refine my sense of whom I should and shouldn't trust. I know when to guard my heart and when to be open. I am charitable, both with my money and my time. I am deeply compassionate. I can be objective. I can keep my composure when things get tough. I am sensitive to the emotional needs of others. If I find myself hoping someone will feel sorry for me, I can learn instead to be my own rescuer. My dreamy nature is nourished by daydreams and fantasies. I can relax by reading fantasy novels, fairy tales, watching a fantasy movie, or just closing my eyes and letting my thoughts drift. My mind has as much power to make me happy as it does to make me sad. I navigate the world through feelings, mine and those of others. I can recognize when someone is taking advantage of my kindness, and I can stand up for myself. I will find a romantic partner who will reciprocate the time and attention that I wish to lavish upon them. I will not ignore my problems. I will face them head on. I deserve to find someone loving, caring, and creative. I can ask tough questions and be open to the answers. I can speak up to defend myself and, if need be, walk away from an unfair situation. I know how to take off the rose-colored glasses and see things for what they are. I will not let a small disappointment ruin the rest of my day. I have a deep connection to music, and I can use music to calm my stress or boost my energy level. I can think ahead without getting carried away. I don't want people to feel bad for me. I want people to be inspired by me. When I am not feeling confident, I can use my imaginative. Oh my goodness. Let me restart that one. When I am feeling confident, I can use my imagination to give myself a boost. I messed that one up again, didn't I? One more time. Roll it back. When I am not feeling confident, I can use my imagination to give myself a boost. I am passionate, romantic, not a hopeless romantic. I like that one. Not everyone will want to talk about their feelings. Even if I notice something is wrong, I can be a supportive friend just by being there. I can make that deadline. Everything heals in time, even a broken heart. I can make myself heard without being emotionally overwhelmed. I can be brave. I am gentle, but that doesn't make me a pushover. I can be my own hero. I am afraid to If I am afraid to face my problems, I can ask others to help support me. I can take care of others without sacrificing my own self-care. I can face harsh realities with courage and grace. I can stay grounded even in an emotional situation. I can nurture my soul by letting my imagination roam free. This is my life, and I write the story. I practice being assertive every day. I speak with confidence and conviction. Today, I will show the world how strong I am. I never quit. I choose to keep going despite everything. I radiate love wherever I go. I always love. We're going to roll that one back. I radiate love wherever I go. I always have a good word for everyone. I am powerful. I grow stronger and stronger every day. I am ready to start living my dream life right now. I discover passion within myself that I had never known before. I am consistent and dedicated enough to turn my vision into reality. I always remember to empower myself with positive thoughts and words. I see things as they are. My mind is free from illusions. I pursue my goals with passion and persistence. I am worthy of being treated with respect and dignity. I am self-reliant and independent. I am in control of my own life. I dare to dream big and act big. There are no limits to what I can create. I live my life by my own rules. I am the only person who can choose what is right for me. All the love I give to others comes back to me multiplied. I am passionate and fearless. I can step boldly into my calling. I let go of the expectations of others because I live my life for myself. I let my passion guide me. I always do the things that resonate with me. I attract into my life only healthy, happy, and loving relationships. I have the courage to stand up for myself and speak my mind in every situation. Instead of giving too much to others, I open myself up to receiving. I communicate clearly and openly. I always know how to say and what I want to say. Instead of pleasing others all of the time, I learn to recognize and honor my own needs. I have the right to disagree and I have the right to say no. My opinion matters. I am able to stay extremely focused on my goals. I do whatever it takes to bring my goals to life. We're almost there, guys. I am becoming more productive every day. I work effectively and efficiently. I always have more energy than I need. I do everything with joyful enthusiasm. Every day, I take the time to dive into myself and connect with my deepest feelings. I have an artistic soul and I remember to make time for creativity. Expressing myself comes easily to me. My sixth sense always helps me choose the right path. I am confident in every path that I choose. I deserve a fulfilling life. Instead of sacrificing myself for others, I focus on creating my own happiness. I can effectively manage my time and my resources. I am soft. I am not weak. Quiet strength lies within me. My empathy is a gift. I know how to protect my own energy and stay emotionally balanced as an empath. I cultivate self-awareness and learn to be more present every day. I feel vibrant, energized, and more alive than ever. I am successful in everything I do because I always give the best of myself. I am an amazing human being. I am worthy of everything wonderful. I am enough. And last but not least, one that I heard recently that I really, really just want to add. I am the most inspired I have ever been. I am the most successful I have ever been. I will only continue to be more successful as I go. I will only continue to go up from here. The world is my oyster. No, I'm just kidding. Yes and no. But I kind of ad-libbed that last one. It really is like I am the most successful I have ever been, and I will only continue to be more successful as I go. And success is measured by so many things, whether success be measured by a monetary value, whether it be by what is surrounding you, love, there's just so many ways to measure success, and I'm not going to get into that, but I really think that some of these affirmations can change my perspective and I am so, so ready to like save half of these and just repeat them every morning. Like, add them to my list. Let's go. But anyway, I wanted to keep this short and sweet. We're under 30 minutes, so I love it. I thank you so much for listening to Many Mistakes Ago podcast, and I will see you next week when we talk about knowing your worth.